Hello everyone, this is Pooh Bear coming at you. As you know, we're getting ready to do a lot of planning for our 2015 Pacific Crest Trail or PCT hike. And I just want to take just a couple moments to talk a little bit about nutrition and backpacking. One of the things that we learned when we were hiking on the Appalachian Trail is you lose a lot of weight. Everybody who does a lot of long distance hiking knows that. You gain the weight when you come back because you go back to your old eating habits. It's really hard to carry enough calories with you on your back between stops. You are stopping every 3 to 6 days or so. I try to stop every 4 to 5 days when I'm out on the trail. And one of the things I like to do is, especially with the PCT trail coming up, I don't know for sure where the food drops are going to be. I'm working those details out. But so I like to eat when on a full day of hiking anywhere from 2,500 to 3,000 calories, and that is still putting me at a deficit. When you're out hiking carrying a 25 or so pound backpack and you're hiking 15-20 miles a day, you're burning anywhere from 3, possibly even on some steep climbs, up to 6,000 calories a day. And one of the things you end up doing when you're out there is you're in a complete deficit. And as all of us hikers know, we end up becoming gluttons when we get in town. We eat everything we can get our hands on. One of my bad things that I did, these are some things that I had done, as soon as I'd get to town, I'd go to a place, I'd order an extra large, all toppings pizza, and I'd sit there and eat the whole thing by myself. Completely unhealthy thing to do. I'd get a bunch of extra calories that I needed, but that, in the end, I think that started to hurt me some. I was getting a little bit harder to keep moving when I was up and getting the northern parts of Maine on the Appalachian Trail. And I don't want that same thing to happen when I'm on the Pacific Crest Trail. So one of the things I'm going to do better is when I go to town, if I'm in a town where this is all possible, I want to get lots of fruits and vegetables and eat lots of salads. Probably try to glutton a little bit more on those kind of things. But I do want to just take a little bit moment to show you what I do prepare my food. I've got 2 boxes sitting right here behind me. Each one of these boxes contain roughly, I think it was right around almost 13,000 calories in each box. This is enough food for me to go for 5 days in either one of these. And I'm going to show you about what I've got and kind of tell you what I'm doing with it. As you know, first, there are junk foods that I have in here. You know, cookies, granola bars, because it gets you some nuts and fiber in some of these. This is one of the things that I put in here. Even crispy bars and stuff like that. Anything that I can get more fruits and vegetables, even if they're dehydrated. One of the things I found really useful for me to do out on the trail, they don't have a lot of calories, but I drank a lot of these little drink packets. You can put one of these in your bottle of water, and they're only 5 calories. However, you get tired of just drinking just regular water all the time. You know, the filtered water that we have. So we kind of show you some of the things that I do during lunch is because you want to have a quick lunch, and so I personally prefer to use a lot of these tortillas. Whether they be the wheat one, like what this here particular brand is, or even those all flour ones. I personally don't care for the corn ones, so you're going to find some of these things are my preferences. But along with these, I would either have some kind of prepackaged Spam. These things work really good because there are tuna, because they come in individually serving size. So this way you don't have to worry about them going bad on you. They don't need to be refrigerated. Some other things that I have in here are trail mix. I kind of make my own trail mix just based upon what I want. And one of the things you got to do when you're on here, and this is one of the things I'm going to tell you in just a minute, these 2 boxes have the exact same items in them. This box here of food weighs 1.5 pounds more, and it's because of the way the food's packaged. I try to reduce all the weight that I have when I'm out there, and anything that I can do to save some weight or some trash that I'm going to have to carry, because you just don't know when you're going to get rid of the trash. Then, of course, when I'm making my tortilla sandwiches during the day, I usually try to get some kind of string cheese or something like that I can mix in there and break up on the sandwich. And, of course, I either roll the tuna or the Spam inside of those. And then, of course, when they're available, I'll even get some crumbled meat and things like this to put inside of those, because this is pre-cooked hamburger that can be made into tacos or burritos, which are really good. One of the big things I wanted to talk about today, when I also carry, before I get to this, what I want to talk about is, this is cup of soup. 1 packet of sometimes even a cheaper cup of soup that you can get is going to have about 130 calories in there. Many times when I'm out here, I'm not measuring stuff, and when I cook my dinners at night, which I'm going to grab one of these out of this other box here. I prefer to have lots of Mountain House. The Mountain House dinners is what I really prefer to have these for dinner. Some hikers won't get these, and they'll get some of the things like a pasta side that you'll see. These are really cheap, economical way to put out there. I find that the Mountain Houses, yes, they do cost a little bit more, but there's a website you can go on called nitropack.com, and they'll beat any price you can get. And like with this particular thing, you'll pay at a normal outfitter store or sporting goods store, you may pay like $8 for one of these. You can get them for $6, $5 to $6 if you buy them in bulk. A great way to go get them if you have the time and the money. The other places that people will go is they'll get just a lot of these pasta sides. You can pick those up at dollar stores. And the reason that I like to carry these soups with me so much is because when you're out there doing the, you're out there cooking, a lot of times we're not really measuring. For me, most of my cooking is done inside of a jet boil. And the great things about these is that I can dump these out and to put them in heavy-duty Ziploc freezer bags, dump them out, heat my hot water inside of here, and let me find a freezer bag. Then I dump my hot water into another container that I carry with me, which is an Nalgene container, so I can do that. And then I'll drop that whole meal down inside of the jet boil with the heat off, and then dump the water inside of it over top of it like this. Then all I got to do is cover it and just let it sit there for about 10 minutes, and it cooks itself because the hot water is really hot and it's enough to do that. And the great thing about it is when I'm done, I just pull it out and there's no cleaning. It's a great way, saves a lot of time when you're out there. You don't have to use up water to clean up as much of your stuff. All you've got really to clean up is a spoon that you have out there, but it's a great way to do that. And again, the difference of having my meals and carrying this trash out and carry this out in trash, the weight is quite a bit. If you're talking about between those two boxes, it's 1.5 pounds. That's an extra pound of trash that you have to carry maybe 20, 30 miles a day. And that may not sound like a lot. A lot of people talk about, you know, as hikers, we start worried about grams and weight, but every gram of weight that you're carrying matters. And especially, you know, when you're doing long distance hiking, you're trying to get from point A to point B, and it may be anywhere from 20 to 30 miles you're trying to meet up. You know, the extra weight that you carry on your back, it's going to make you feel better, and it's going to make it, whether it's polite or, you know, whether it's pleasant or not when you're being out there. You know, ultimately, the key behind this is it's getting enough calories in your body. You want to make sure you have a lot of proteins. I don't think I pulled any out here, but I do carry beef jerky with me because of having high proteins. At some point, if you're not getting enough protein, your body's going to start using muscle in order to keep itself going. You've got to keep your legs going when you're out there hiking. This is just some of the foods that I eat. Some things I want to mention about getting food on the trail. You know, you don't have to order these Mountain Houses and have these things shipped. You know, many of the places that you go, there's towns and there'll be Dollar General stores, Dollar Trees, even grocery stores. You can go and you can find these dehydrated items and you can put them in there. Of course, they may not always be the ones that you want, but you know what? You're hiking, you're out there having the time of your life. Weight matters. You've got to keep the weight down light. Get what you can get, eat what you can eat. When you got the opportunity, eat as much as you can. You are going to lose a bunch of weight. Probably going to get, if you go back to your normal eating habits when you get back, you're going to gain the weight back unless you keep exercising. I hope these are just some healthy tips. I'm trying to help you pick out your meals and how to carry your meals. Like I said, the main reason I repackage everything and take it all out and put it in smaller containers is because I don't want to carry the extra trash with me. It's much easier for me to carry a gallon Ziploc bag, and at the end of each day when I'm done eating, I throw all my trash inside of there, and then when I do run across the trash can, I will dump it. Remember, part of hiking on long distance trails is leave no trace behind. You know, you want to make it be pristine. It should be more pristine when you leave than when you got there. If you see paper there, pick it up, carry it out. I'm not asking you to carry great big cans, because remember, cans weigh, so you don't want to take that stuff out. But if you can kind of keep up, cleaned up after yourself, then no one else has to worry about it. That's all I've got to share for you today. Tomorrow we're going to go out and do another little stretch of the PCT. Here coming up in some of our videos in the future, I'm going to talk a little bit about neurofibromatosis, which is the genetic disorder that I have. It's one of the things we want to promote on this hike. We just ask you just keep watching Hiking for Wellness, and come April 28th, we're going to start our PCT hike. In the meantime, we're just going to post a bunch of videos about equipment. Some are going to be short, some are going to be less. I think maybe tomorrow when I'm out in the trail, I'm going to take some water with me and my jet boil, and we'll cook up a quick meal out there so you can kind of see how fast that goes, and you can see what it's like. With that, I hope you have a wonderful evening. Love you guys all out there, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.